them has kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from me. Let me show you all the way. Let me show you all the way.
Hello, folks. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the final stream of Fech The Ferret for this year.
2024.
Yeah, not the actual final stream, but hello again and welcome. I am your host today, Wishstream, and along with my co-host, creator of the game himself, Raul William Brigier.
Me.
Something.
Yeah, exact. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Politician too.
Dave, I just can't believe the year is ending. I'm not quite ready. I'm not quite ready to the year to end. And yet we have 3 days. 3 days left. And that is surprising how little we have left. And so much things just has happened. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Like I can attest to that, absolutely.
Anyways,
Mm.
get some music in the background over here.
Nice.
Anyway, so as we are ending the year, what else would be a good way to end the year, but with capital? I can't say it straight.
We need to increase the capital, yeah.
It really did feel like the start of the year was 6 months ago.
We could have used this name. We could have called this Let's Raise Capital.
Yeah.
And then
That
just
would have
make
been a better
dollar
name.
model.
Yeah, we should have done that. We should have Let's Raise Capital.
For Fech.
That made a lot more sense with what we are about to do. Thank you for the follow, Scott Caramel.
Thank you.
Yeah. This year was wild. I had a fantastic Christmas. Had one. Got gifted a induction burner. Because I don't cook enough. Now I can. Nothing's stopping me.
Have you ever been gifted an air fryer?
Air fryer. Okay. Honestly, I was considering gifting air fryer.
Okay, great.
But yeah, I realized that kind of like fryers are kind of like the air fryer.
Yeah.
No one's stopping me from meal prepping burritos. Nice. I'm not sure what's going on.
Maybe your computer is busy.
Something. The real time. Guys, if you guys don't know, the middle of my files, the voice is louder than my music. Oh wait. Okay, no. My audio is balanced. Let me double check. Oh, why is it in 46%? Also, I might be having an idea why it's doing that. Like the audio is doing that. Let me clarify. Oh, whoa, that is much more louder. Hold on. That is, yeah, that is much more louder than I thought. I'm sorry if I blasted your ears for a bit there. I'm sorry. Everything's fixed now, I think. Oh, the music's still a bit louder. There we go. I think that should work. Oh, why do I feel like... Why is it... Okay, audio is being a bit wonky. Anyways, to explain what's happening here, if you guys didn't know, I'm moving... I got myself recently 2 terabyte WD blacks that's going onto my PC to expand my storage space, because clearly having 3 terabytes only wasn't enough anymore, and I needed to move my stuff anyway. There's gonna be a very clear games drive and a very clear workspace drive and a very clear Windows only drive. Because Windows really likes to take my space. So now in total I have 6 terabytes of space plus 512. And that 512 is split between my Linux root and my Windows root, right? And yeah, dedicated drive for Windows bloat. Exactly. However, with the Windows partition, that's gonna be the least used one. So I got a lower quality SSD for that one. And basically relegated it to it's just gonna be there for anti-cheat games and recording VR, right?
Oh, okay.
VR is pretty good in Linux already. I use it almost on a daily basis now, with friends and work alike. And it's not good for recording because it never really reaches more than 60 FPS, right? Like, it reaches there, but it depends on the world and how heavy it is. So it takes a bit to kind of like get there, but like every new update for the drivers, like especially like with Nvidia now, seemingly supporting Linux more and more. Okay, I wonder why. Totally not AI and stuff. we're getting there. We're getting there to the maximum performance of VR games in Linux in general. That's good. But it's getting to the point where my usage of Windows is getting less, so much less now, that I was able to using Windows 11. There we go. So I got myself the Windows 11 IoT Enterprise Edition. There, specifically IoT Enterprise, because it's the de-bloated version of Windows 11. The officially used de-bloated Windows version. And for the follow entity unknown PH. Alright. So that's what's happening, and essentially my Windows install is now a bare minimum. Hey! Lovely to see ya! Thank you. Lucas. I was gonna say something, but like it blanked out of my head. Right. Anyways, so that's what's happening right now, that the Windows has gotten much less used. That was enough for me to basically let go of Windows 10, install Windows 11 IoT Enterprise, and only install 2 things in there. Steam, OBS, and that's it. And if you're wondering, hold on, where's my chat? Scott, I am using an Oculus VR on Linux. Search up Linux VR Adventures. It will tell you everything. Like there's a Linux VR Adventures wiki, which you can access. It'll tell you everything how to set up VR on Linux, both for AMD and for NVIDIA. They work perfectly fine now. Currently, the type of VR I'm using is using ALVR. It's very mature. It's on par with Virtual Desktop and Steam Link as well. And Steam Link is slowly being supported by on Linux as well, but it's gonna take some time, obviously. Regardless, I just kind of don't want to stick with Oculus anymore. Fair enough, fair enough. You can stop using Oculus software, and you could just go into ALVR and do that. There's an extensive written report about it, and as you could see, like, it was very much enough for me. And the reason why I say like recording in Linux is having a low FPS, it's because of VRChat, and it's only VRChat that has a low FPS, by the way. It's only VRChat that has a low FPS when it comes to VR games. And that's why I have to use Windows. Yeah. The GPU just hates VR generally. What's our GPU? Because if it's like AMD, right? It might have improved significantly over the years already. RX 570. Oh. Yeah, I could see why it hates it. Note that I used to go on VR with RX 560. But yeah, like that's like entry-level VR now. It might not be strong enough to run most games.
Oh wow,
but
that's my old GPU. I had the 580, which is exactly the same GPU, but almost exactly the same GPU.
And I had a 560.
Oh yeah.
Technical issues that I explain too often. Fair enough. All you need to know, it likes to cause system crashes sometimes. Oh. Oh geez. Okay, yeah. I think it might be time to retire that GPU or check the thermal case. Could be just thermal. Anyways. Anyway, here we are. You might be wondering why it's called. The stream is called this way. Talking about capitalism, and clearly there's an ATM machine on my screen right now. That's because there is ATM machines in Fech the Ferret. I don't think anyone knows about this yet, or at least noticed it. Maybe, and that's what we're doing. We're gonna make it more noticeable.
Okay, I think people noticed it, but not all of them. Problem is, in order to buy clothes, you must notice it. So that's a problem.
Exactly. So we're making it more noticeable. Exactly, more noticeable. Sticking with AMD though, it's treated me very well to switch to Linux. I highly recommend going on Linux. The only reason
Also,
why I have
personal thing.
Yeah.
I have a laptop with a 350, and I have a desktop with an RX 6700. I don't know how to say it. AMD is so much more convenient to record videos. The keybinds and everything, you can just record screen at any moment. It's just limited to games. It's a lot easier to set up. So that alone for me can like add me on Team Red. Because I can no longer record development stuff for fun like I normally do.
Yeah. For me, I am sticking with NVIDIA, mostly because of my workflow, and I need to take advantage of optics in CUDA cores, so that's why I have it there. Hey, Choco, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it, bro. But yeah, if you generally like work a lot with CUDA cores or optics, rendering, all of that, I do recommend using NVIDIA. Although that's changing very much soon, with like Intel and AMD catching up. Even with like, I don't do this, but like even with the AI stuff, right? That's what's happening. So, anyways, let's get the reference photo here. Probably do some more with it than just the reference.
Also, while you work, I'll be unboxing the fans. To myself, specifically.
Oh.
Also, something I find really fun is that there's like 3 notable fan companies for computers. Like Noctua, which is Austrian. Be Quiet, which is German, and Arctic, which is Swiss. So I feel like everything about cooling your computer speaks German.
Precision German engineering, they said.
Yeah, precision German engineering. Of course. The Swiss one is the cheapest. Like, a fan from Arctic is like $10, but it's also the best, this most quiet and best fan of the category, with no RGB. Thank you.
Choco. Anyway. Alright.
That is a nice message from Choco.
Get the reference out here from the side. This is you're working with. Anyways, as I was saying, I am moving my files to a 2 terabyte hard drive. What's basically happening? What's happening is that we are essentially, I am essentially moving spaces between like a dedicated drive for workspace, dedicated drive for a dedicated drive for games. And you know why I'm doing that? It's very simple, really. There's so many times where I wanted to try out a game, right? And turns out there are 100 gigabytes. No game. that is not open world, I feel... Oh, what? My voice got lower. Hold on.
What? What? Your computer is playing with you.
Okay. So, nowadays... it lowered it again.
Even lower.
So I'm gonna just increase the gain. There.
Back to 12.
Back to 10. Alright.
Okay.
So, games nowadays really like the number 100 gigabytes. And I feel like unless you're an
Western
open
game
world
development
game,
was here.
I feel like if you are if unless you're a open world game, I think you should not have 100 gigabytes. Right? I think Stranger
Guys,
Paradise
you
was
know-
at least still 60.
Guys, do you know how much space Fech takes? I forgot, I'm not sure checking. It's 1 gigabyte, which is half a gigabyte when zipped. And it is an open world, so that's the power of the optimization and being indie.
Guys, let's compare this to like
I have a good Sonic Frontiers.
Sonic Frontier. Oh yeah.
That one really struck out to me because the game is technically an open world. It's 40 gigabyte. Like, yeah, it's not got a ton of content, but like that's perfectly reasonable. And Sonic Generations was like 10 gigabyte. It was 15 years ago, 13 years ago. Like, yeah, that's what games should be. I don't want to install more than 70 gigabyte for something at all. Let me check. Oh, no, I don't have it here. I don't have any heavy games on my laptop, of course. Well, let me check Humanity. That's another AA game
Worth
from...
or 150 gigabytes.
oh, wow, that's
yeah, but
that's
the thing of it is like 7 Rebirth deserves it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like,
It's a gigantic game, right? You can't tell me like Call of Duty requires 300 gigabytes.
Half a terabyte. No, I'm
Right?
checking right now. Do you remember the game about a dog called Humanity? Like it's like a puzzle game. It's a really cool one. It's made by the guy of Reds, and also the guy of Tetris Effect. It's 5.5 gigabytes. The game is not small. So like,
Oh.
yeah.
Really good example. I think it. Let me double check. Or I shot myself in the foot.
Same, I'm gonna check one.
Well, not
Hi-Fi Rush.
Konami. Okay.
Hi-Fi Rush is 15 gigabyte.
Hi-Fi Rush is 50. Makes sense.
It's got a lot of assets, so I'm kinda surprised.
Death
But
Stranding.
yeah,
74 gigabytes.
ha, nice.
Oh, the Phantom Pain. 30. Metal Gear Solid
Yeah,
5. The
but-
Phantom Pain is 30 gigabytes.
Because the Phantom Pain came out on PS3, remember?
Yeah. But it's also an exceedingly large world.
I know, but
With
like,
a lot of
if
detail.
you just keep your textures at 2K and not 4K, and then you add some sort of, noise map, well, there goes half of your file size. You just cut it in half, or a third even.
Yeah.
Like you
There's-
can just have extreme high resolution textures and then low resolution detail textures, and you've done the trick. You don't need 8K textures almost ever.
0 film.
At least not for a whole game. Like you could have it for your protagonist, but like you don't need everything to be high resolution for the sake of it. Like let the technical artists catch a break, please.
Really hurt.
Well, that can be us. That can literally be smaller teams just say, you know what, games are too big. We're gonna make AA games, like a cool thing
COD
again.
had fish AI. Yeah, COD. I think it was COD that had fish.
Fish, yeah.
Anyway, game from China. A very big open RPG called Sword and Fairy 7, based off of the TV show called Sword and Fairy. It's only 42. So I don't see any excuse. A lot of them really have a good excuse on what.
Palworld is 40 gigabytes.
Yakuza is 25.
Okay, Palworld you can tell that it's not got like an astounding amount of assets, but Yakuza, like, yeah, that's good.
Yakuza 5. You want me to?
Honestly, everything about the Yakuza games is like, yes, this is how you make games. Like, this is just how you make it. Like, you reutilize, you keep making different games, but you're clearly using the same basis. And everybody's happy.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts is like 66. And then different developer, you know. Middle Earth Shadow of War, 120 gigabytes.
Wait, Middle Earth
Shadow of War.
Is there like a because that's 2017. That's a bunch of years ago.
Yeah, it is 2017, and yet it's 100 gigabytes per second.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't get this. I just legitimately don't get it anymore. Let me check Control. It's a smaller-ish game. And because like I don't know. I literally don't know if Control is gonna be huge or not. Okay, 42 gigabytes, but it's got stream content. That's why.
That's my favorite fun game of the year.
Beast. Sorry. Sorry, I forgot the name. Festival.
Yeah, you're right.
Festival.
Festival.
Because I want it. I wanna play it, but like I'm gonna play other stuff first. I think I'm gonna love it.
You know what I feel Festival is right now? Just Sword and Shield's formula done right.
Oh. Well, that's when they probably started development, started thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
When did Chicory come out again? Chicory, like 2020? Okay.
which I need to play still.
Chicory came out in 2012. I think I've said it before on stream, but like I love that specific developer. Wonder Song is one of my favorite games. Chicory is a game I don't love, but I really appreciate it exists. Because again, I like more arcade stuff, so Chicory is like really nice, but not for me.
Yeah.
But Beastie Ball, like, yeah, that might be what I'm looking for. I say arcade, but what I say with arcade is like I love games that are gameplay first. That's what I mean. Like gameplay action first.
Games I wanna Assassin's Creed 5.
Okay, yeah. I want to experience Death Stranding. I want to play Cyber Elite 5. I do not really care about that. But yeah, Cyber Elite is one of those games that I don't know why, but I kinda love it. Played it like a decade ago, Cyber Elite V2.
I love it because like
yeah, me too. Like whenever I'm playing a game, like again, when I was 14, I would always pick the sniper. Even in Apex Legends, I always pick sniper.
but that's one thing. I'm gonna be playing with Elite 5. It's gonna be amazing. It's like so there's this YouTuber I watched who had 24 hours to make 100 kills. Sniper Elite 5 infiltrating other people's campaigns, right? Like in Dark Souls. So infiltrations are there. And then like at first I was opposed to the idea. And then I watched they made it look like fun. Right? Like it's like a test of how well you are versus others. Without going into like a one-on-one match. Because like you as a person has to go and finish your campaign, but now there's a player on the enemy side as well, and that concept to me is like you never know what they look like. So like that sounds amazing.
Yeah, honestly, this sounds like those daily daily missions on Hitman. But, like you get only
no,
one
like the guy
shot.
just got like you're new. Oh, okay. Thanks. There you go. No more noise gate. Noise gate gone. All right. Thank you.
Although,
Landy.
do tell me if I sound wrong or I'm clipping because I kind of shout.
I think you sound fine to me. So we have that, right? And it's gonna be very interesting to try out because I think that's an incredible thing, right? Like, okay, I think it's not quite good to have in something like Dark Souls, but in Elden Ring it's pretty good, right? Like infiltrations. I think it's only good if the game that you're playing against with, right? Like if the infiltration comes there, it doesn't happen on an incredibly punishing game. Dark Souls is an incredibly punishing game because, you know,
you're already at your limit.
Skill issue, right? Yeah, exactly. But I could see why, you know. Like,
We
that's
need
the thing
it in
about Dark
Fech.
Souls, right?
We need it in Fech.
You want infiltrations in Fetch? You want
Okay,
other
we con-
ferrets to destroy?
We considered it. We considered like the fact that you can actually collide with players, but said no, people are gonna immediately go try to block people from going forward.
Yeah.
But that would have been the infiltration in a platformer. Adding obstacles.
Yes. Fetch the Ferret Souls like that. The feeling of that is like, the feeling of that I feel is like, what if you're okay, like probably the worst kind of comparison we try to not compare ourselves with, but it's a Sonic game that you're barreling at 100 miles per second, and then suddenly someone out of nowhere punches you in the air right before the goal ring.
Somebody just punches you specifically. like
And then
you
you
know,
engage-
I can imagine. I feel like Fall Guys level of punch.
Okay, I'll be real. I think that would be epic in Sonic Frontiers, but in any other Sonic games, I think that would be bad.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason why I say it's okay in Sonic Frontiers is because Sonic has a full fighting moveset.
And it's also open world, so like you don't all fall off the line you're treading on.
Yeah.
But I think I said Souls-like patch.
Oh yeah, you
already
have Dark
Patch,
Patch.
which by the way is still in development, not from us, but from one developer on his own.
And I think it's really cool.
It's really bizarre and really cool. I've never played it. Oh, no, I have played it. I have played a demo of it once.
One
But
day I
actually,
will.
it's been in development for 2 or 3 years. I forgot. So like, that's quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if we ourselves did the same. We release a spin-off of Fetch before Fetch is finished.
And technically, I planned on one, but I never really followed through with it.
We didn't.
Mostly because like I got busy anyway.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like your life and my life as well. Like we have cool ideas in our minds that are like actually feasible if we weren't busy all the time.
Yeah.
Like you guys have no idea how cool Sage 1024 was on my mind.
That was so nice.
There's still Stage 2025 though, which is extremely cool on my mind, and we'll see how that goes.
I just realized, right? Like I did stream for Sage 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot to put that in my logseek. Oh, by the way, if you guys wondering what logseek is, logseek is basically an open source version of Obsidian.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought
It's not the same capability, but it works for me.
Amazing Frog 2 exists. Let me check.
So let me just add
I mean,
that.
if we're talking of games with a sequel and the original is still like, well, there's Craftopia, which is it still early access or not?
I
It's
have
early
no
access.
idea. It's
It
still,
is still early
access,
access. Yeah.
but what they did is like change the base gameplay from small island to island world, right? That became Power World, but
Yeah.
instead Craftopia became truly like a generated open world. I'm kind of excited for it. They're leading with that, and they separated the teams with A team and B team. And now that they got a lot of funding from Power World, Craftopia is actually been getting better.
Yeah, I noticed there's been a recent update. So again, that company knows what it's doing. I love it. Also, a question.
Obsidian
We Flooper asked what type of game is Fech The Ferret gonna be. Well, it's a game that's already released in early access, and basically I like to call it a parkour platformer. Where it's not too heavy on the platforming nor on the parkour. It's more about running, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Most of people like it because they can. It's like the only game where you can just decide to run around so linear open world and actually get somewhere and actually see new things over time.
Yeah.
So
Obsidian isn't open source. It's open source to where, like, if you download the program and inspect the contents of the Electron container, it's there. You're not hiding anything, right? But that's it. It's not actually like on GitHub or doesn't have an open source license. Logseek, LOGSEQ, like logarithmic sequence or something. Let me type it in chat here.
Log S equal.
There you go. Logseek. Future Twilight by Fetch. Oh my gosh.
What? She's free.
How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side, I say.
So I was watching right now on the radiator of my desktop, and wow, there's a lot of dust. It's only been 1 year, not even been a year, maybe not even that. I was so connected so much.
You will see.
Also, for those unaware, I haven't had the desktop in 2 months now.
Yeah.
It decided, motherboard decided to not even die. It decided to kill the drives one by one. It more than kill, like I think it just fried the DRAM of the drives. So the drives became extremely slow and almost inaccessible, making it a pain to transfer everything. And then after I transferred everything on one of the drive started to work perfectly again.
Does it allow any easy switching between several knowledge bases? Honestly, I haven't tried. Mostly because like I have the advantage of starting over with Logseek. I haven't used Obsidian for too long, and all of my ideas were originally in a self-made wiki, right? So I'm just now switching to Logseek. What do you mean by like several knowledge bases? That could mean multiple things. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can switch between several knowledge bases pretty quickly. Shows up in the sidebar as a drop down. Although at least for the Android version, I haven't installed it on my desktop yet. Whoa, why am I lagging? Why is my blender lagging? Whoa.
Oh. Is it overheating?
No, I turned off the drive that was overheating right now.
Huh.
I gotta let that drive cool down before transferring you. Speaking of which, like I had a Hitachi drive here, right? Compared to my WD Blackside, where like originally was gonna be my 2 terabyte hard drive that I was gonna use, but it really heats extremely quick. I'm probably gonna have like a fan at it sometime. But when it overheats too much, of course it's gonna have a problem on copying files. So I'm gonna use it as a media drive, right? That's like on my USB 3.0 dock. So I'm not gonna be using it as a main drive. And I'm transferring basically my media there. Like recorded movies, and TV shows, and old VHS backups, and old discs, all that. Oh, and also the entire Total Arcade series. If you guys didn't know, I archive Total Arcade and Next Step CDs. So if you guys have any that on you, send it over, and I'll package it up and send it straight to archive.org in the proper format. So yeah. So like Total Arcade 2000, Total Arcade 95, Total Arcade 97, all of that stuff. Anyways, what do you guys think of the Game Awards this year? I think it was actually pretty competent this time. Although, it also surprised me how many of the games looked kind of the same. Or felt the same.
Oh yeah, looking at recaps, like, oh wow, that's a really cool stylized game, only to find out it was like 4 different ones.
Yeah, 4 different ones that kind of had the same styling. It's like, I get it. Futuristic tech. Can't make everything look like the same futuristic tech
with the same shading technology.
At least Warframe had like something.
Ninjas.
Ninjas in space, but now ninjas in 1995, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Now the best you get is a twink in space. But also, I find it very funny that like the entirety of the Game Awards were like carried by Asian
4 different games.
Game companies.
Yeah, it was fine, but that one game guy saying a game would be announced that would send the crowd wild was just lying. Okay, there was one game that sent the crowd flying. One. Okami 2.
Yeah.
Not the awards themselves are giant premium, yeah.
Spiked to the top immediately. So much hate, like it's not the new Sonic racing game. Can't believe it.
Yeah. Like, okay, so the reason why it's also why Okami 2 was a crowd changer, because that also meant like the creator of Okami had subtle things with Capcom. So it's not just Okami 2 that could be on the line, but also Beautiful Joe and every other game they made.
Oh.
Right? And there was this one revived game, but I think it was dead for so long that I'm kind of sad that it didn't even get like a peep from the audience. I was pretty excited, but no one knew about it. Forgot the name.
Oh, no.
I'm not very good at remembering names, guys.
No!
Let me see. Game Awards
Forgotten.
2024 announced games. Everything announced. There you go. Thank you, IGN. Yeah. Kami 2, Witcher 4, let's see, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Project Robot, Mafia: The Old Country. There you go, Onimusha. But no one knows about Onimusha anymore. And I'm really sad. That was a
The
dead game
second
that
one
finally
came
got
out.
revived.
The second one came out a long time ago. The third
Yeah.
one a long time ago. Is it a fourth? I don't know. What's the number?
I think Onimusha 3 is like the one that's coming out. So that means that we've been waiting for a decade and a half for the next Onimusha.
The one that surprised me was Virtua Fighter.
Oh yeah, no, Virtua Fighter? Good on them for actually getting their shit together.
But it was Virtua Fighter. Yeah, like, god damn, like did not expect that. Unfortunately, I don't care, but like, super cool.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing a new Virtua Tennis game, and Djokovic is still there. He never left. Still, like, literally on the cover, because he's still like the second. Like, he just lost his title a few months ago. He's no longer the best. He's like the second now.
That would be very funny.
And I think Federer came back for a couple of months this year. Like, he's old, but decided to come back anyway. I forgot it was him or someone else. I really forgot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the new Team Eco game. Yeah, I'm excited about that too. But the fact that it was handled by Epic Games is also worrying me as well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the
I
money,
love Team
guess,
Eco, but I think they kind of picked the worst publisher.
Is that even a publisher?
They're the one who made the Shadow of the Colossus, by the way.
And Eco.
And Eco.
They made exactly 3 games. Hell yeah.
They made exactly 3 games, but very impactful games.
Yeah, they are very impactful. But it's funny, like, the company was born in 1997. First game 2001. Second 2005. Third 2016. Which makes sense. The next one is gonna come out so much soon. Like, yeah, once a decade. Sounds like a cool plan. That's not any slower than a AAA game, to be honest.
Yeah.
A AAA company.
The biggest question is, how are you surviving?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's B2B to you, my friend. They've been making props for advertisement all this time. I don't know, but like, it would be fun if that's the case. Imagine ranking up millions by like making cleaning product ads.
Meanwhile, Resident Evil fans are waiting for them to remake Resident Evil Outbreak. Oh yeah. I really hope that they get Outbreak. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it too.
I had never heard of it before.
So basically, it's a version of Resident Evil, as Firesen said over here, where you played as other people in multiplayer co-op, but no one are the main characters.
Oh. Well, that sounds like...
I really feel like Epic Games needs to start dealing with working with like Linux, mostly because of that Steam Deck.
Also, honestly, the more time passes, the more I hear that Epic Games is like a confusingly bad company.
I mean, wait, weren't they like the 4-time winner of like the worst company? I think
Epic?
what it was like the worst company, gaming company.
I just know that apparently the way they run their business is very weird, because again, they have like a CEO and he decides things on his own, and so like he might not do the best choices, but nobody can stop him. So that's why the Epic Games Store exists. They have a lot of money.
So EA was not even voted, but won the worst company in America
Many times.
for 2 years.
Oh,
So-
me too. I thought longer.
Yeah, so they won for 2 years. Unreal Engine has been a nightmare on Linux since Unreal 4. You know, I never really checked how Unreal 5 is performing on Linux. I need to check. RE Outbreak went poorly because of the networking at the time. Now with modern internet, we wonder why they're not remaking it. Maybe they're afraid. They're afraid of giving it a second chance.
But yeah, in general, the things really looks very odd. Even the support to crypto partially and NFTs on the Epic Games Store, like it all sounds so random. Hating Linux, being very good with environmental topics, charging based on gross revenue instead of net revenue. That's really odd.
One thing that I am at least noticing with Epic, right? At least their stance on things, and I think like a lot of like people who are not very tech savvy, you know, that the CEOs that runs the things only care about money and stuff. The reason why Linux is being banned because everyone thinks that Linux is it's full of hackers. And that's the only perception they've gotten out of Linux.
That reminds me of that one time, like the hosts of like that Nintendo podcast that was talking were like told to shut up and never mention it again because they thought it was like hacking.
Yeah.
Sounds like the same sort of deal, right?
Yeah. Tim Sweeney. Yeah. I still find that wild. Scott. Oh, not Scott. Starlight. Nowadays it's like obviously like it's a slow burner, but it is being proven wrong nowadays.
Last time, yeah, because it has been socialist welfare. Well, that's fun. And if anything that is free can be accused of that case, I guess.
Apple wanting to be free. I laugh. And even right now, right? Like Epic's having a fight over their of the Apple Marketplace thing. Oh no, like I think the payment system. I think was it?
Like not even, you know, what's the name again? Spotify complain about that. And Spotify is very stingy about things. Again, it made sense, but it was like extremely like, I want money. Let's pretend I'm fighting for everybody, even though I'm just specifically fighting for myself. Honestly, yeah, I just despite a lot of actions Epic made.
The success of Unreal Engine. And then you realize the people who actually made Unreal Engines with digital extremes.
I mean, what?
Well, like digital extremes. They're the one who made Warframe.
Oh.
And it's wild because like you know, Warframe being a very, very pretty game runs perfectly fine on the Switch. And now they're daring to say, we could optimize this more, let's launch it on Android. Which is mind-blowing to me. You know?
Wait, Warframe has been around since 2008, so...
Yeah, but no, like, they kept upgrading their engine, that's the thing. So it always looks modern. Right?
Okay, and checking on Wikipedia, games made or co-developed by Digital Extremes. There's Solar Wind, Epic Pinball, Silver Ball, Extreme Pinball, Unreal Tournament, Unreal Championship, Adventure Pinball Forgotten Island, Unreal Tournament 2003, Unreal Tournament 2004, Paria, Warpath, Dark Sector, Bioshock 2, Homefront, The Darkness 2, Star Trek, Warframe.
Yeah.
So they co-developed Bioshock.
Uh-huh.
That's something I didn't know. Let me check it out quick because we didn't know what they did.
It's wild that Warframe is so good at optimization, right? I'm just saying, as soon as Nintendo adopted Unreal, all first-party games started running at 30 FPS all of a sudden. Wait, which games were like running Unreal? I never really caught that one.
Okay, no, I wouldn't say that. You can say maybe that ever since people started talking about a sequel to the Switch, now all first-party games are 30 FPS. As if they were going to be 60 in the next console. That will make sense. I think there's been like one leftover in one game that said like, yeah, it will have a 60 FPS mode or something.
It's supposed to be some card game or something by Epic and Digital Extreme. Yeah, I remember that. Not quite, but yeah.
So Digital Extreme says hasn't made anything in 11 years, according to Wikipedia.
Anyway, I'm just very impressed with Digital Extremes and how they optimize things. Because like, I don't know, they have some kind of black magic to it. Yeah.
Oh wait, there's another. They announced it.
But yeah, like the fact that they're porting it over to Android, right? It's really wild to me. And that's just saying like, oh, we could optimize Warframe even further. And that makes sense. And I believe Warframe runs on an extremely modified version of Unreal 3.
Makes sense. And also actually, wait. Warframe is on iOS. What?
Yes, Warframe is already at iOS already.
Which is already more streamlined than Android, but like yeah, if it's on iOS, Android is within reach, absolutely. Impressive, that's just impressive. Reminds me, like, maybe one day Fetch will be on Android.
One day what?
It's not in any schedule, but it's been on the back of my mind since everybody has asked me about it for the past 8 years.
Asking about what?
Putting Fetch to mobile. I always say like it wouldn't work because of camera mostly, but it's not exactly read through. It's not a priority. Let's put it that way. It's not on any schedule, but I'm thinking about it.
Scott, well, like I'm just gonna say this, right? I feel when it comes to Linux gaming, it's already a blessing that we already have Proton and DXVK and all of that. And even more that not being blocked on Linux anymore. But I think like adoption of Linux is already there. It's slowly growing thanks to the Steam Deck, right? And even more. And it's gonna be a slow burner, but we will get there. We will get there. We will get there. Sometimes it's just a matter of tooling that's bad. Resonite, right, had a native Linux build, and within reason, they stopped doing Linux build because of one very tiny annoying little thing. .NET in Unity. That's it. .NET in Unity, owned by Microsoft. It's bad in performance in Linux. That's the only reason. Yeah, that's the only reason. Because like they can't get the performance they wanted in Linux. So it's better to do it in Proton for now until they start working their own graphics engine for Resonite. So that's what's happening, right? And I experienced this firsthand. This is not a fault of Resonite team. It's the fault of primarily Unity and Microsoft. If anything, Proton is actually significantly helping out the Proton and Wine, significantly helping out on the efforts to make an open source version of Windows, which is React OS, right? It's been burning in the background, but we'll get there. You're trying to replicate Windows here, which is very, very hard. So once React OS finally gets out in a really good state, which is going to take some time because they're trying to replicate Windows here, we'll finally be able to move away from Windows once React OS is done, or at least at a good space. Exactly, Starlight. Exactly. That's what's happening. And I experienced this firsthand with like long processing times, like with trying to develop for trying to develop for
I feel again reading what Scott wrote. Linux max adoption, I wouldn't call it max adoption at all, like in the foreseeable future. Even like among professionals, it could be as adopted as, you know, Mac OS at best. That's what I feel. So like 10% of the market is what I can imagine, and that's because of, you know, Windows really, Microsoft really fucking it up. And they kinda are already. Like, it's becoming increasingly hard to say, yeah, I'm gonna use Windows and I feel comfortable in deleting any file in it for work, you know? Because right now, less and less promising that your files are yours.
If or when Linux hits mass adoption, I'm afraid Proton may be abandoned, which makes a lot of games coming out nowadays harder to play. That is not true. Mostly thanks to, well, Wine. Wine itself is a big reason for that. Did you know that you could play Windows 95 games perfectly on Linux? I'm not kidding. Like, every game on my Windows and my Total Arcade 95 disc works in Linux. But yeah, I don't think Proton will be abandoned. Mostly because, well, if Wine is there for archival effort, so will Proton, right? And even right now, we got box 86 and box 64, right? Which is basically just like Wine, but a translation layer into ARM. Because let's be real here, x86 and x64 will slowly but soon will be phased out. We've already seen this with M1 Max, right? And honestly, I feel like Risk 5 and ARM, I just really hope the transition comes in sooner, because I would love to have a dockable phone that I could use as my PC.
Yeah.
That's
honestly, ARM is like, it's being proven to be good. I don't know what will be its problem at this point. Like, it's more efficient. It's always been it's more power efficient. That's always been its thing going for it, right?
I mean, that's why it works for phones.
And also,
I'm not saying it's completely great right now, but it will eventually get there.
And also
erring on the side of caution.
We've seen, CPU structures much more complicated on phones, like for efficiency, I mean. Like the whole thing about big little structure, which we also seen on PCs, but like, I don't know, I heard it a lot more on mobile. So I do wonder if that's to do in some way with the architecture.
I know that Valve is also like at least contributing as well, making sure that by contributing to Linux themselves, they're already contributing to ARM as well. Mostly because if most Linux software and most distros have an ARM variant already, right? So I don't think it's a problem. I mean, Chrome OS is kind of like a living proof of that, but it's also a poor example.
Yeah.
I think what's gonna happen, right, is that Chrome OS will be slowly reintegrated back into Android. However, Android will start having a Chrome OS components, so they'll be one thing again now. And I think that's very much what's happening.
Chrome OS is that weird thing that I always expected to die and just refuses to, because I guess Google has good deals with schools in the US.
But also, I think what the primary desktop OS in the future is gonna be, this is just me, right? Because eventually we'll have the technologies how's going on. It's becoming very clear that XR might be the next best bet and next step to graphics, right? And it's very likely that if Microsoft continues to do nothing about VR, they already gave up on it way too early, and Google is realizing that now with giving up on cardboard way too early, is that I think the next gen desktop operating systems won't be desktop anymore. They will be XR in one way or another, right?
Yeah. I remember talking about it before. Like, yeah, I still think it's quite very possible. The same way you can have like a bigger monitor or a portable monitor, I can see that as being like, yeah, that's a tangible option for people who like that, who have the money for that.
Hi there, Reeksurger. Thank you for the follow. And hello there, Zane. I'm being distracted by just talking. Honestly, there's like a lot of good topics now, because like at the end of the year, we have seen unprecedented technology acceleration like no other this year alone. I'll be honest. Right. And like,
I have
COVID's
a
a
hard
major
time
factor of
remembering
that,
it.
but it was certainly. Like, I just can't wait for when VR headsets, right, or XR headsets rather, get to a point where they're much more lighter, right? Big screen VR already has that proof of concept in the pudding, but like I want to have one that's dedicated for like on-the-go computing, right? Keyboard and mouse and headset, and that's all I need to bring. And one where if I need a higher performance PC, right? A dedicated XR headset, just only tethered to my PC. And that's it. It would be amazing if it became just the phone, right? But we'll see. There are definitely converging ideas right now.
Also,
Honestly, I'm gonna
again,
miss.
I feel like these innovations will just come from your region, basically. Because people, the parts of the world that are using phones the most is, East Asia and Africa. So Africa doesn't have the resources and technology to innovate. East Asia does. So that's just
I think like Africa is in a unique position because like they have the ability to start technologically where we didn't start, right? So they might have a different mindset.
There's like a blank canvas. So if it happens, it will be incredible. It will happen someday, but I have no idea when. It could be 10 years, could be 30 years.
Yeah.
One could say the same about, just a simple example. I don't know much about it though. This small plane, the most important, the third biggest plane company is Brazilian, and they just make mid-sized planes. I don't know their story. Like, yeah, that might make sense. Like, yeah, they're just completely separate environment, so they just came up with something different.
I think, like in the end, the one that garners mass adoption is the one that appeals to the most, right? And
Also, on this sort of topic, like the whole thing about using not virtual currencies, but like using phones to pay without using banks, like it's slowly starting to maybe become a thing in the West, whereas it's been the standard in your country for years.
yeah, in
like, oh yeah, let me just pay with a QR code. That's like a standard in every single Southeast Asian country. But it's being presented as a cool thing in the rest of the world that maybe will happen in 5 years.
Isn't it already happening in like I think Germany and Netherlands at least?
I don't know, but like you might be talking on something like Venmo or like some specific cool thing from PayPal. I don't know.
Also, that's true.
There might be some more local things though. Huh?
That's true that some key developers, the decision of the many, is choosing to support one another. And honestly, I could easily think that's Mac. However, that's not gonna appeal to a lot of people either, right? Mostly because, well, Mac is very premium. Windows is becoming a little bit more power hungry. Google is, as usual, making new stuff and killing things if it doesn't work. And we have a new entrant with this Meta, right? Like, yes, their thing is based on Android, and yes, they have an XR thing, but they're proving themselves to stand up pretty well, at least in the XR market, right? And I don't want to add Linux to this, right? Because like it's very much on the air right now. Let's see like what's gonna be the adoption rate, and it's definitely getting bigger and bigger. Mostly thanks to the Steam Deck and everyone realizing how well Linux is for on-the-go things, you know. see. Biggest issue is like device vendors is seeming to unwilling to adhere to standards and modularity despite ARM trying to push vendors towards it. Yeah, like okay, let's be real here, right? With what's happening in companies is that a lot of them.
Oh shit! You got a new follower.
Thank you, Octidraws. Appreciate it. The problem with companies nowadays is that they want a guarantee that's gonna be safe, and that's always the thing. They're not willing to take risks anymore. You know, they don't want to lose money. They don't want to lose stuff, all of that.
Yeah, that's like the classic of somebody's gonna sweep in and eventually bring a revolution. That's simply how business tends to work. Eventually.
This makes me look back 10 years ago. Playing any console games was pretty much impossible. Yeah. Fetch time. Yeah. And it would be more rigidly adhered to, mostly out of obligation. Yeah. Like what Europe's trying to do. Although I really wish that the USB-C standard would be much more clear with their names.
Yeah, I wish there were like an obligation to write something on the cable, just like you see in a lot of standardized cables.
Yeah.
Like just write how much, I don't know, how much backlight.
What standard you have on the cable, that's it. Please.
Just stop making the cable cool and cute. Just make the cable a cable if it needs to be.
Exactly. Just
because
like
if I need to maintain a machine, every cable is labeled and maybe even colored in a way to make it easier. But USB-C cables are not. And it upsets me because sometimes I have a cable that transfers 5 gigabit per second, gigabit I think, gigabit per second, and does not support video. And then I have one that's 20, and I never know which one is which. I need to manually try them all out. Other than that, yeah, I love USB-C.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, it's actually one of the big reasons why I think John Carmack left Meta, actually.
I did not know he was there.
John Carmack is the reason why VR is good right now with the Quest.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Hold on.
Also, Scott, yeah, absolutely. Like, I wouldn't call it fall by their own greed, because it's like, yeah, that's kind of what every single publicly traded company operates like. And that ties back to why Valve is a monopoly but not inherently evil, is because they're not publicly traded. The moment they are, But yeah, basically, the moment you publicly trade a company, it's officially your only goal to increase capital and increase gain infinitely. And, to bring shareholder value or stuff like that. So, yeah. That's not like saying that, companies are attached to their own grade. Like, that's kind of tautologic,
Anyways, I'm back. There's a reason why I mentioned John Carmack specifically. And that's because if you've been listening to John Carmack's section, which I find really funny, that they've been trying to extend more and more time every time there's a MetaQuest Connect. A Meta Connect is really funny because they had 30 minutes and then 1 hour and then 2 hours until they left the company.
Became his podcast.
They talk about a lot about what potentially could happen in the future when things are done right. There's a lot of things that they predicted if companies only held themselves to a certain standard and how things could work, right? Like potential previews into the future. And you could tell how very passionate. No,
Passionate.
it's not fashion.
Fascinated and passionate at the same time.
Passionate they are about the future, and
Yeah.
they know what they're talking about. Like, they're a really good programmer. Having John Carmack on hand would be very good. But yeah, if things go right
Also,
and things
I
feel
want
well,
to
John Carmack is always there. At least what I've from seeing in the XR industry, and I just really want to see more, right? You know?
Also, I wanted to reply to Scott's before. Yeah, without solving support, once you start falling, there's nothing to stop you. Absolutely. Again, like that's what's happening with most of big Western gaming companies. That's pretty much what EA and Ubisoft really risk happening. Like when they start falling, nobody's gonna feel sad about it. I mean, even Xbox is having a really hard time making people care about the brand because they haven't really done anything. Like they made the 20th anniversary of Xbox. That's the last really nice thing they've done. But
although I
they
think
didn't really
at this
do
point,
anything popular.
I think Xbox at this point isn't a console. It's the Game Pass. They're moving significantly into streaming. Like, have you guys noticed the most recent commercial that they had about Xbox? Your phone's an Xbox. Your PC's an Xbox. Your Nintendo Switch is an Xbox. Your Steam Deck is an Xbox. See how they're trying to move it away from the console now?
That's exactly that's basically an investor pitch turned into a commercial to convince investors further. And that's really cool to somebody who does not care about Xbox. To everybody who cares about Xbox, you're just killing it. Again, let me put in a very simple example. Let me assume you love Sage. Now there's gonna be Sage every month. You can see Sage everywhere and also on billboards. I just killed Sage. Even if it's nicer, I just killed it because I killed the entire, community and feeling around it. And while it sounds dumb for a product, well, that's what made those products succeed in the first place. They sold you something, some idea, some feeling. And now, everything is Xbox, I guess. I mean, I could also say the same about Nintendo and the Switch not having a stylized UI. That's a thing that made a lot of people sour. A lot of Nintendo fans sour.
I really
Yes, it's a really cool thing. I expect the Switch 2 to be literally DSi to 3DS. It's the Switch but with more features in the OS as well. If they don't, I'm gonna be very let down.
I really think that at least with the Switch too. It would be nice if they got back into styling the OS there's a term for it, Mario fun, right? the UI of Mario, and I wish they'd brought that back, just like they did for the 3DS and all of that, little quirks.
The Nintendo Switch 2 needs the UI of Rolling Russell. Am I wrong though?
Yeah.
Which is basically the UI of Mario Odyssey. I know. I mean the UI language at least.
Yeah.
Let me read more messages. Scott said, end of topic. It annoys me how many people quote him, Carmack, for his tens of stories in video games now.
Oh yeah, no.
He's a brilliant software engineer, not a good source of writing.
Okay.
Personally, as a bad source of writing, I agree. Go on.
Okay. Carmack is great for software and hardware. I don't advocate for them on any stance about video games. At least not yet until they redeem themselves. But till then, I support them about their views on the future. I support their views on operating systems and software and a little bit of hardware as well. But no, they're not the ones for video games, right? I support Reggie Fils-Aimé more for video games, if anything.
Which is pretty wild, to be honest. But yeah. I mean, is purely, as far as I can tell, like as far as the, not how he acts, like the things that happen, is like purely a businessman. Like, yeah, it's
okay. Maybe not a businessman, more of like an advocate for technology, for sure.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But not for entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't say like, yeah, it's been an incredible game. No, I don't know if he has ever been a game developer, Reggie himself.
Okay, he has been a game developer for Doom and id Tech until he left. So,
I mean, also a former prime minister of Greece has been a developer of Valve. So,
yeah.
Hello, Kibi.
Hello, Kibi. Oh yeah, like the thing about like kind of like greed cannibalizing themselves with, yeah, we're already seeing this with Ubisoft for sure, and I think Ubisoft right now is hard pivoting so bad. They're hard pivoting so bad right now because they can't deal. Hello, Kibby.
We were talking about John Carmack.
And then
okay. The... And also yes, which is modeling the ATM, like not modeling the ATM for Fetch. He's updating the model of ATM because there was like a fundamental readability issue within the game where like the model is small because the ferret is supposed to operate it. It's supposed to reasonably operate this machine. If we make it bigger, it's goofy. If you keep it the same size, you cannot see it from far away. So we said, you know what, let's just make a comically large beam on top and like make it visible. Because we can't just make a particle that will take you out of the experience. And so we're doing that. Wish is doing that, at least. Nice, thank you. It's honestly more than an ATM. It reminds me of something I might see on a Pokemon game. Like it's got that kind of, I don't know, there's that flair that reminds me of Pokemon centers specifically.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Starlight's mentioning like how ARM-based PC platforms are most using custom SoCs with custom motherboards. Yeah, it's like that's annoying. Annoying, but also I kind of get the point. You know, like to make an extremely tiny PC, you need a custom motherboard. But come on, I think you could work around that. For a little bit, you know. Ubisoft is done. Yeah, the Rayman NFT.
Okay.
Just yeah.
Okay. I have some intel, a little bit of intel. Okay, the Rayman NFT. I feel like that's just a sign of the company like operating in a completely chaotic manner. Like, you know, department not talking, maybe even hating each other. Because it's just doing stuff that contradicts itself. Just like, you know, the Prince of Persia game, that's apparently the only good Ubisoft game as of recent. And then the team was like reshuffled, shut down or something like that. So like everything seems like a deep mess. But here's the thing. There's been people, extremely relevant people from Ubisoft leaving Ubisoft recently. Like, remember about Expedition 33? It's made by former Ubisoft developers. And then again, the Davide Soliani, like the developer of all the mobile Rayman games, and also the director on both the Mario Rabbids games, he left the company 3 months ago to found another company, and that company is like 10 people from Ubisoft Milan specifically. So they just gutted out the most creative Ubisoft department. So I feel like we're gonna very quickly, sorry, within a couple of years, we're gonna see a lot of really cool games by former Ubisoft developers. And I don't know if Ubisoft is gonna survive at that point, or if it just stays like a shadow of its former self.
Yeah, which makes me scared because I still want to play some Ubisoft games.
I mean, to me, like, it makes me extremely excited because what I see in front of us is like the rebirth of AA gaming through, again, Expedition 33 and whatever the Day 4 Nights are gonna make. And also other companies, like former developers of, what's the name again? What's the Walking Dead developers? What's the name again?
Fudge, I'm actually forgetting their name.
Yeah, it's like
Help me out.
Grim Fandango, Walking Dead. All the story games of Minecraft. Not Traveler Tales. No, nice pick.
See.
So yeah, by the way, yeah, Rayman is very much dead. Telltale, yes, Telltale. Well, former Telltale developers just announced a new game at Game Awards, I believe.
Oh yeah.
And that looked really unusual to me. From a production standpoint, that looked really, really unusual. Like, yeah, that's again former super seniors on a smaller team. On a team of like 10 people, 20 people, plus maybe external developers. And I'm really interested in seeing how that ends up. Because we might see a rebirth of gaming, of Western gaming, and it's entirely carried by those companies. That's what I believe.
Yeah. And honestly,
also, that also means that companies are downscaling. So if you want to work in this industry, you're kind of fucked. Because if those games work out, that means that teams that are bigger than 50 people are done for.
Yeah.
Because they're cheaper by having better people and fewer people. So, yeah, mid-level figure people on companies are gonna become redundant very quickly. And yeah, that's just basically the industry downscaling. That's quite literally the industry transforming and downscaling to meet demand and cost at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's both exciting and a little depressing.
The only thing that I don't see changing, at least for like high amount of teams, is the MMO sphere, right? Mostly because
MMO's the crab of game dev.
Mostly because I don't think like Elder Scrolls Online or Final Fantasy 14 or Fortnite is going to need to downscale soon, you know?
No. Wait, I gotta fix what I said. So the RPGs are the crab of games, but MMOs are like the alligator of games. They are not evolving. They're not in threat. It's just peak performance.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
I mean, what's the name of the game again? The one Icelandic game, EVE Online.
It turns out when you run a game studio strictly as a business and abandon creativity, you end up with shit games no one wants. Weird how that works. So true, so true.
Wait, where was this message? Oh yeah, Scott, yeah. Well, I need to pick up on that. Reminds me of ATM, but notice the side panels slightly beyond surface. Signpost sand machines. What's that?
Signpost. I think it's Singapore.
Oh! Oh yeah, that's alright. Okay, makes sense. It reminds me, I really, really wanna go back to Singapore. I miss it.
Yeah. Next opportunity.
Hey, Wish, have I told you about Gamescom Asia?
Is Gamescom Asia on Singapore?
It's a Suntec, yeah. So like,
Oh,
a flight to Singapore is 600 euros for me, and so like, if it makes sense from business perspective, I would actually go there. I've been told like Tokyo Game Show is not as viable.
yeah, no, it's like mostly for
Western
demonstration
developers.
purposes. Yeah.
No, but
Or
not
you're
even the business
Japanese.
side. The business side is like very local. So the local market of Japan is very big, but you know, if you don't speak Japanese, it's not really a great place to be at. So it really makes me wonder, is Gamescom Asia day one Asian convention to go to if you're not from a local? I want to find out. Not a lot of people have been there. I don't know a lot of people who've been there, except publishers. Most of publishers are there, which is a good sign.
Yeah. Like
most of European publishers go there.
I know that
so, yeah.
IGDA Manila, like AGDA Manila also goes there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like
there's a bunch of conventions in the Philippines specifically. Like looking at the map, like there's a website with all the map of all the things. Like there's like 3 or 4 in the Philippines.
Yep.
And then there's almost no, like if I look into Indonesia, there's like 1 or if I look into Malaysia, then it's like, yeah.
With Indonesia, their technology boom has been like very recent, so that makes sense.
Malaysia?
With Indonesia. Malaysia, they're kind of competing with Singapore.
Exactly, like, yeah, like, because I see that for both Indonesia and Malaysia, I don't see gaming conventions for business. But in the Philippines, I see a very expensive one and a few accessible but not tiny ones. Like, that's interesting.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay, let me try. GameConfGuide.com. Let me read the chat.
At least with my experience with them, the type of publishers you'll find there is not just Philippine exclusive ones, obviously, like Level Up Games, for example.
Oh yeah.
Chinese and Korean publishers will be there too. Same with Taiwanese as well, which makes sense. And of course, with Indonesia going a little bit of that too.
I mean, they're the fourth country in the world, so it makes sense.
Thailand.
Okay, I'm looking at the upcoming events in Asia, so I'll just tell you the city or the country.
Also,
the
surprisingly,
next
Brazil.
one. Oh yeah, Brazil, of course. Yeah, it's finally becoming like very important for events. Let's for development though. So next one is in Taiwan, then Taiwan, then Boracay, Philippines, then India, Japan, South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Singapore, China. That's the one listed right here. I know there's a few more actually. There's a few more in China, a few more in Philippines.
Yeah.
But that's like the international ones. And yeah, it's all the same countries. There's no Indonesia, there's no Malaysia, there's just one in Vietnam at least. But it's a small one. Oh, sorry, the last one is SIGGRAPH in Hong Kong.
Oh, crap, SIGGRAPH.
Yeah.
Gosh, SIGGRAPH. That's like a technology demonstration itself.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wouldn't call it. Okay, let me tell you the names of the things. Like Asia Pacific Games Summit 2025. Okay, that makes sense. Taipei Game Show. Okay, makes sense. Game Dev Summit. The one in Philippines. That's $700. That's quite a bit.
Aki
Tokyo
says,
Indie Game Summit, I would not call that a convention. Digital Gaming India, that doesn't sound like the thing we're talking about. Game Pavilion is a showcase, it's not a business. Game Expo Summit, PG Connect 2025, no, that's not there. The Korean ones, I don't. Local development, okay. Bit Summit, yeah, that's definitely a thing. But yeah, there's not. Most of them aren't really big. And if they are, they're like Gamescom Asia, SIGGRAPH, and Taipei Game Show, and Asia Pacific Summit.
yeah.
So, like, there's surprisingly few events. And they're all in the same countries.
We'd love to see more South American games. Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, Akti, you said like it's time to learn languages, but unironically, I've been learning Japanese.
Yeah, I remember you also had
eventually French and Italian. And I already know.
If you learn French, Italian is like within reach.
And as well as Esperanto as well, I'm learning that too. So.
Oh shit, that's cool. That's like the one thing I've been thinking about forever, but will probably never do.
Alright. See you then, Scott. Thank you for being
yeah,
around.
thanks a lot for the chat, actually.
Yeah. It made this a little bit more better.
Yeah, also brought us some topics we don't normally cover. Like, we don't normally go so in depth about technology.
Yeah.
But yeah, about languages, I still haven't opened that one Chinese book we bought together.
I think Chinese
like,
is
remember,
like a
like,
lot more easier to learn, honestly. than Japanese.
Huh?
I think Chinese is a little bit more easier to learn than Japanese.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because Chinese, unlike Japanese, actually went through a revolution in simplifying it. Japanese is kind of like amassing things for centuries. That's it. I don't think I know this with a lot of languages. French is convoluted because it never had, a cleanup. Tagalog instead is recent.
Yeah, it's just
Italian is also recent.
Yeah.
Not as much though. Chinese was simplified like, I don't know, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, Polish was also mediated and built recently, like 50 years ago, 100 years ago, or something like that. There's a lot of languages that are like relatively recent, and then there's English, which is just being used by everybody in the world. It's been going towards a simplification, but not a coherent one. So it's just really weird, really stupid, but also really easy. Except writing. Sorry. Except picking up rules. Like, it's really hard to learn by rules. So yeah, Japanese sounds hard. Everybody who's been studying Japanese like, yeah, that looks hard.
Like, okay, it's like it's hard in a sense of where it's like, what do you call this? The language itself is insanely easy. The sentence structure and everything. It's the words that are kind of hard to remember and use, and like, and especially this very thing, right? Like that Chinese and Korean don't have a problem with. Is that the same letter, right? Same kanji could have two different pronunciations entirely.
Oh.
Not variants. Not like in Filipino, like bumili or binili, right? Like, no. The kanji for like person could end could be pronounced as hito or jin, and I don't know
like,
when to use which one.
It's like It's like as if you told me, yeah, stupid and idiot are written the same way. That sounds bad shit to me.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like they both mean the same thing, but two different pronunciations. It's not like one word, two different meanings depending on context. No, it's one word, same meaning, different pronunciations.
Yeah, that's just I never thought that would happen.
Yeah, how you use some words can drastically change the context of a word. Yeah, exactly. Where's Raul? Oh, Raul?
I came back before you.
Oh.
Anybody could notice, except Kibby. Very, very sharp eyes.
If you get back learning to Japanese, something's probably gonna do in January holidays. Oh yeah, absolutely going to do that in the January holidays as well. For me.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, need to remember exactly. Yeah, we will need to schedule the next 2 streams around your holidays.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard. Let's see.
It will be funny if we just take over your
plenty
channel.
Of French rules with plenty of exceptions. That's standard for the par of
you know what's
language.
really fun?
I think you learn
Dutch.
the exceptions when you learn the exceptions as you go. Aren't you saying really?
Fine. Yeah, but like a really funny language is Dutch. It's basically between English and German, and then everything fucked up about it is when the French invaded the country, conquered the country for like those 50 years or something. So it's a really unusual language, and you know who to blame for any weird rules.
I think this is one of the many reasons everyone hates the French.
No,
it's not on the people.
No.
It's not on the people.
It's their language.
Like there's many reasons to hate the French, but it's not the people. Alright. Let's just get that clear before anyone starts to like hound me.
For this, I was about to say, don't worry, Wish has French friends, but that sounds even worse.
But I do though. I do have some French friends, but like
I'm still pretty certain that eventually we're gonna take a plane together to go to Lyon. It's going to happen. I hope next year. But again, I don't know the funds of our company. The funding state of our company.
Yeah.
So I say our company, but actually mean mine. I'm the sole proprietary and will remain as such for the foreseeable future.
Sorry, Akti. You're good. You're good.
Y'all better watch out.
You got a stabbing license with that?
Yeah. I think it just crossed the sea, but yeah. Also, if that's an additional funny detail, Octi has my address, so
oh my God.
I can never be too safe.
I think I'll extend the the color palette of this one.
Okay.
Guys, say French.
Say French, but remove the N in the R. You finally found out. I had an old tweet about that, about French the Ferret.
French the Ferret.
I think I made that tweet like in 2021, maybe 2019 even.
Where is he?
Okay, Starlight. Spoken Vietnamese is derived from a southern Chinese dialect. It's not the same language, but developed from there. A written Vietnamese uses the French system. What's the French system? If I can ask. Because I suppose that's the same system of the entirety of Europe, except Cyrillic. Now Fetch is... Actually, I don't know where to put him on the map.
Props. Textures.
To replenish energy, Fetch must now consume croissant, as opposed to drinking water, I suppose, because that's what it does right now.
No.
I did not know
directly from a water fountain.
I did not know French people skipped on water and ate bread instead.
But Raul, you need water to make flour.
No, we're gonna use brioche directly. Okay, Starlight. It's a French Latin character set, complete with accent marks. We pronounce it X. You kinda described Italian. I never thought of Italian like Italian. No, Italian does not have the French Latin characters because of the part Latin. Latin comes from Latin, and the language closest to Latin is Italian and Romanian. So I reclaim that. No, now it's the Italian Latin character set.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Also,
what's causing
because
the audio
okay,
glitches was me transferring my files.
Oh, okay. So I was right.
It makes sense.
It was it's like the PCB being so busy, it's starting to mess up everything else.
Yeah, no, it's more of like the USB 3 is just taking a lot of power, but yeah.
Okay. I skipped a part of the chain. Except if the water is French, I will have a problem with it, Octi said. Well, funny you say that, because everywhere in Asia you can find French water. Like, I did not expect to find Evian in every single convenience store of the world.
Oh, yeah.
You can effectively go around the world and drink the same water. And that sounds so messed up to me. Like, you can go around the world eating the same McDonald's, but you cannot drink but you can drink the same French water. Like, I don't know, that doesn't make sense. I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy being shocked that the US has the food for the whole world and then France is like the fancy water.
I guess.
So let me check if Evian is actually headquartered in France, because there's a chance it's actually in Lausanne. Evian.
Oh yeah, the playlist ended. The playlist did end.
Oh.
That's fine.
Okay. Let me see. Evian company. Oh, it's not even a company. It's part of the. But yeah, it's. Try guessing where Evian comes from.
Evian?
The water. Evian, like the water. Try guessing
water.
the name of the city. Try guessing the name of the city comes from.
Oh.
I'm gonna send it in voice chat.
See, this is assuming I know some French cities. The only one that's pretty close is Milan.
You will not guess it, like, yeah.
Hold on.
Like voice chat.
Let me check voice chat right now. Alright. Evian. Evian le...
And even it's called Evian Le Ban, which means
Le Ban.
the bats of Evian.
Oh,
So like,
we should
incredible.
literally never know. I almost close. I
Oh,
was
wow.
close. My first guess was Evlan, but no. It's literally named Evian.
I know, like it's just... It's the same as saying, guess where hamburgers come from, and then you check Hamburg.
Hamburger.
Also, I just checked. That city is actually on the Lake Geneva. So yes, it's on the border with Switzerland. So it's not Swiss. It is Swiss water, but from the French side, I guess. I don't think they actually get the water from the lake. Hamburg.
Maybe, maybe not. You never know.
Okay,
Did
let
we
me
learn the
read
secret?
more of
Are we gonna
Sauron.
get hunted down?
Starlight Sparkle. In Malaysia, you will find bottles of air. That's what we should have bought in Johor Bahru.
Oh yeah! We should have bought something like that in Johor Bahru.
Also, funny thing, we never left the mall.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we actually smelled the city even. Actually, no, there was a staircase that went a little outside of the mall. So we got a glimpse of the nothingness of that part of the city for a moment.
Time to move stuff.
Also, let me grab water.
Shit.
I haven't replenished the water in a while.
Mhm. Okay. How do I resize? Okay, so it's a 3x3. How do I make it a 4x4? 3x3 scale to 4x4. I'm trying to remember.
Lorax will be real.
Scale to divide by 3? From the cursor. Me forgetting my conversion units.
What do what?
Making sure that
Also,
the
just realized it looks like you have your ears in my face.
oh, sorry.
Like I was like
Uh,
2/3 occluded by your hair, by your ears.
whoops.
Life with a fennec.
Yeah, I
I know
considered
you're
having
solid.
myself as a fennec.
Yeah, I will say just because of the color and the size of the ears.
Aha, I was correct.
Honestly. Nice.
Although it wasn't a perfect conversion because it's a smaller canvas.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait. Yeah, of course it's not perfect. Because the image is being shaded as a linear and not closest. There we go. Oh. Not all of it.
Also, wish if you become a fennec, you can make one of those like "so I've heard" memes.
Oh. Yeah?
Let me find it. It's just a specific image and I really like.
Interesting. What happened to the UVs? Did I move them by accident? It's not exact. Where is it?
Posting more stuff that does not matter for work at all in voice chat.
Closest. Oh, no, that's correct. Okay.
Nice. Say that, Octi, that we need wish dream in fetch. We have a dreamy set for clothes in fetch.
Designed by yours truly.
You can wear wish in fetch.
Oh, that sounds so ominous. Okay.
I'm so sorry, we skinned one of the developers. Wish suit implied.
Oh, it's 3 divided by 4. Of course it's 3 divided by 4. Anyway. That's already good.
I'm still laughing at the gif of the monologue chair.
The dreams I was seen into a skin and fetch. Oh.
No!
You're gonna skin me alive?
Thinking about this. I'm thinking of the movable chair with the storm approaching. Come on, I gets me every time.
Super hard to find Easter egg shirts for fetch with the developer icons.
You cannot find that, but there is stuff hidden in the game. I won't tell what, I won't tell where, you need to find it.
There's plenty of hidden secrets. No! I love the French!
Well, Wish said they wanna learn it, so you'll be able to have beef in your own language.
also like
Okay, actually that would be like peak hater behavior. Learning a language just to insult a person in their own language.
That sounds like a lot of Frenchmen would do. Okay.
Like that at this point I can't even be mad. That's commendable. Like that's effort just to hate somebody.
Yeah. Okay. The baka there.
Does the chat need a translation of that?
I could somewhat understand it.
Do you know what the test means?
I know what the test means, yes.
Perfect.
So I already understand what that mostly is. Yeah, I figured.
Okay, you forgot the backup. You didn't translate that one.
See, I know that baka in Japanese means stupid, right? But did you know that baka in Filipino means cow?
Love that. That actually reminds me
Yes.
of a typical thing between Italian and Spanish, where burro means butter in Italian and burro means horse in Spanish. And it sounds random, but it comes up all the time because, you know, you really wouldn't expect someone to say, I'm having horse for breakfast. Or I'm riding butter.
Fair enough. Make that a little bit lighter. You know, it's funny how it took me like 2 hours and 30 minutes to do this. But it's pretty much done. I don't remember if he had the logo though. I could attach the logo now. So I'm gonna...
I wish. You've been
that.
streaming for 5 hours, 30 minutes, and 26 seconds.
Oh my gosh. It never gets old.
We had, I always say that, like, we've had one time where somebody pulled up the fake uptime and it was actually less than the stream time.
Hmm.
And that's when Rafi was born.
Yep.
I mean, there's also your relay of regret, probably.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if he got the texture for this. I don't think I've ever seen it.
But I'm having donkey for breakfast.
Seconds. Okay. I'll have to recreate it.
Actually, Starlight, something to understand language. The one thing I've been noticing on Instagram in Italy is that, or even on WhatsApp, is that like half of the memes are no longer in Italian even. They're just Spanish from Spain. Because we understand Spanish and like at this point it's funnier to read a meme in Spanish than in Italian.
I need to like if I really want to be like learning a language really easy, like I could just learn Spanish and then directly Italian, you know?
Yeah.
Like
You can say like it goes like this: like if you know Spanish, you basically know Italian, and vice versa. If you know French, you know Northern Italian, sorta.
if you know Spanish, well, you're 2/3 of the way there in Filipino.
Yeah, exactly. Like your best pipeline could be to learn Spanish and then expand towards either Italian or French.
Mm-hmm.
If you were grinding like in a game, you know, like doing step by step.
Yeah.
Though it sounds annoying because eventually you're gonna mix up every language. But yeah.
Like I do plan to be a polyglot, but
Me too.
I really want to start with Japanese because one, it's a major leap for me, and two, that kind of knocks out some like other understanding on how I could translate other languages. Right? It makes it much more easier for me to learn how patterns are and how to get used to things. It's literally the first leap. And also like the Japanese culture, I have like so many Japanese friends. You guys can't, I can't count on my fingers how many Japanese friends I have, but like I want to learn their culture because it's significantly different from the rest of the world. You know, like you're not gonna find Japanese internet anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
Especially
I
with
get
website
it.
design.
Yeah. Let me read the back again. Oxy asked me to repeat about when Rafi was born. Yeah, Rafi was born on stream. That stream can be accessed on my YouTube channel with kinda bad audio actually. Yeah, it's a 7-hour or maybe 8-hour long stream. So it's really interesting because we had a mood board. I made a mood board, and then we tried to come up with a design on stream. And we ended up making a pretty simple but pretty recognizable character, I believe. Actually, it was more like Wish did it. The only thing I did was pick the animal and pick the clothes.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that it was like a little bit of terrible audio. Usually I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, like it's a very unfortunate. Like my audio was doubled, and nobody told us. Since then we've been asking people to always tell us if there's problems, since we're both audio people.
I'll never. Your experience won't improve until like. And this is the reason why I also like ask people like, how's the quality of my microphone? If it sounds like I'm on headphones or anywhere else than a professional microphone, there's something wrong.
Yeah. And also, there was a time where my old microphone was degrading over time, and so I was getting muffled. And I realized because, yeah, at some point somebody said they could not understand me. Like, oh yeah, this actually sucks now. I mean, after 8 years of using it, makes sense that something corroded. Sorry, 8 years of spitting on it. Makes sense something corroded.
Let's see.
Wait, I will ignore the message.
Did it lower again? Did my voice lower again?
Not on my end. But I don't know.
I've been like raising the gain each time.
Kept increasing. 12
I'm
dB,
gonna turn
12
off noise
dB.
suppression at this point.
Lighting gamer is back. You're about to take a shot. Oxy said, understand how people can sustain things for 7 hours. Well, I sustain longer. Wish also has. Actually, Wish, what's your record? What's your highest amount of time?
3 days.
Stream? What?
3 days.
Wow.
I would be sleeping on stream, but yes, 3 days.
Incredible.
Anyway.
How much did you sleep during those days?
Oh, pretty good.
Okay, nice.
Of course, that was like bad, but like
basically you basically described a game jam at this point.
So 3 days. How? Having a stream scheduled is one thing. 2 is like consistent interaction, and 3 is just that whatever you're doing on stream, you're highly invested in, right? Like, for example, like if you want to like make a model from start to finish without stopping, right? Then that's gonna carry you enough. Or maybe like a long play of a video game, for example. That would be a good one as well. Like if you're very invested into one game and you want to clear it out, yeah.
Yeah, that's also a good summary of what Sage streams are like. My closing stream was 8 hours for 40 minutes because I really wanted to play as many things as possible.
Oh yeah, you need to be locked in. Otherwise, it's just like it's gonna be boring to stream. It's gonna like if there's a dead chat and you're not interested enough, then you know might as well stop, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the chat on Go on.
Like that's one thing, right? Like when you're starting out streaming, you don't have a chat, so you have to do the other way around. You have to entertain no one except those who are coming in. So it's gonna take a bit, and this is why usually like if you have friends, let them join your chat while you're streaming.
I have good friends actually. Yeah. Also,
like,
for a moment, I thought like if you don't have if you're starting out, just be mental. talk to yourself.
I have a friend that does that really good.
Honestly, that's impressive. I love that stuff.
Mm.
I don't know if I was about to say if I'm able to, but you might not know, but every single night while I was at your place, I spoke to myself for half an hour to record a diary.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, you remember because in Singapore you probably heard that.
Yeah, I did.
So, like I talk to myself like I talk to you right now with the same tone and everything, because I know that I'm talking to myself in 20 years. So I'm just giving all the funny things to my, gotta make those stories memorable.
Mm.
And also I forget stuff, so. Schizophrenic string category. Exactly.
I'm still very sorry about me snoring. I don't typically snore. I don't know why.
I have no clue.
Maybe like my breathing like was fucked up or something. I don't know. Pardon the language.
I mean, we were in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you arrive in Singapore,
as well.
honestly, when you're gonna be in Singapore, like if you have breathing issues, it's just normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you've just reached the top of Mont Blanc. You have a hard time breathing. Yeah, that's normal. That's what happens when you go 4,000 meters above the ground. Same thing in there. But in there, it's because you're breathing water. So maybe. Good thing of those countries is that you're never gonna have a sore throat.
Also, like, it's really interesting, right? Because like one of the solutions for reducing snoring is sleeping on your side. I typically sleep on my side, so I did the reverse, sleeping straight up. And I was like, huh? Why did that work?
But yeah, I remember I only told you because I was actually actively losing sleep.
Yeah, I understand.
Never happened to me before because again, I don't sleep with people that often. Okay,
Yeah.
Never mind. I do sleep with other people. Sorry, not with. That's wrong in English. I don't sleep next to people often.
Yeah.
I hate English for this specific thing. No, but yeah, I do like. I don't have an answer anymore. I'm trying to no, I slept next to a bunch of people in recently. Because again, going to conventions.
Hmm.
And yeah, the one person I travel the most with also snores. I'm doomed to suffering, I guess.
Oh gosh.
No, usually it's really easy. You just hit the person without waking them up. That usually fixes it. It's like when you have a TV that's not working, so you just give it a punch, and now it works.
Yeah.
As silly as that sounds, again, it works.
It works. Yeah. Exactly.
Octi, lock in, sleep standing up. Does that qualify as torture?
I think it's doable.
Okay.
I think it's been done before. Sleeping standing up. Yeah.
It's done before. Torture as well. Yeah.
Sometimes you hit the TV and something wiggles back into place. Hi, I'm a TV repairman. you repair TVs by smacking the screen.
Like you have your thing with your tools, and tools like one medium-sized hammer.
Let's make this icon over here.
You post on this today. sure I mentioned this before on stream, but years ago I learned to sleep, facing up, because I was in a hospital and I could not sleep in any other way. Thing is, I also picked up the habit to put my hands on my heart while I sleep in that position.
Oh.
Because it's most comfortable. So every time I sleep looking up, people think I'm dead. You're like, you look exactly like somebody, like, I don't know, comfortable.
A sweet embrace
Man,
of death.
That will be a crazy way to unveil a fetish, actually, a kink. Like, you just sleep as if you were dying.
Huh.
That would be pretty subtle, but pretty effective as well. Huh.
Huh.
Oh, I hope
Interesting.
somebody gets inspired. Also, I see that you're living the life of using a pen tool and having to do sharp turns.
Oh, no, I always do this with icons.
Yeah, I know. But it's always a little annoying. Like, I just can't break the thing immediately. I need to do it later.
Oh, I'm not in a vector
Alright,
layer.
Sparkle. Sarcophagus, the pharaoh's curse. We could make a religion out of this. Beer word. Octi said, Raul, if you die in my bed, I will kill you. Actually, if I died in your bed, I think it's pretty easy to guess who did it.
It was the maid, Maria.
Lurun, is that Pingu? So like, no, can say. No, nah, I don't have my one. Not. Yes, thank you. My voice is not fully back, so I can't do funny voices.
Here.
But I enjoy the fact that you did even better.
Yeah. I did this again without the vector layer. Please.
No, the cat said, I love it like, when I get called, wish, cue the sound again? Not. From time to time. Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh my gosh.
Also, this stream is getting much longer than expected.
Yeah.
Like, a few days ago, Wish and I were like, okay, let's allot a specific time for this stream, so we can just close the year balance and everything. And we allotted 2 hours, not 3.
Yeah.
So feel free to add this to the next payment.
Yeah. There you go.
Do you fly and migrate like birds? Octi asked to not.
Good question. Do I have an answer?
No, actually, one could ask the same thing to you, and like technically, in the future, you could fly and migrate, right? Wish.
Yeah, I could. There's several considerations of which country that is. One of which is
So
France.
like, exactly. So like, yeah, you could be like a bird. Not with your own wings, I suppose, but yeah.
you guys enjoying the music so far.
Oh yeah, there's music. Nice. Every silence for me is like just that quiet silence. I think it's a good idea. That pushes me further to talk.
Yeah.
You wanna avoid awkward silences with friends.
Oh yeah.
Octi asks if they can have the playlist.
Oh, sure. Here it is.
Leron says, can't believe it's the last weekend of the year. Yeah, actually, and that's funny because I don't know when to do the next weekly schedule. Because Monday is tomorrow, but tomorrow is the 30th. January 1st, I'm definitely not making a weekly schedule on January 1st.
Mm-hmm. Rest time.
I guess January 2nd? I'll make the next new announcement and stuff.
Up to you.
Actually, I have a lot of announcements to make. Purely private, so nobody will ever hear about it. But there's a lot of announcements I have to make within team. They're neither positive nor negative at this point. They're just announcements.
Things you need to know. That's it.
Yeah, actually, think very useful to know.
Things very
But
useful
like,
to know, but not necessarily good or bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, guys, there's this stuff to update internally. The structure is getting revised a bit, and this and like that sort of deal. And also, here's the yearly goals, roughly, and here's the review of last year as well. Like standard company stuff, you know.
Yep.
But also, if you don't read it, it's like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard company stuff. Octi asks, Raw, when would not even ask, like Octi affirms, there's no question mark. Raw, when will you announce you're a furry? I never really announced it. I never really planned to announce it. If somebody points a finger at me and says you're a furry, I just say I am, question mark, and go on with my life.
Good answer.
Okay, I don't mind the term, but I also don't use it myself much. I do say that every friend of mine is a furry though. Oh, nice to meet you too, Not. I've been here for 36 months in a row. Okay. But only once a month. I'm like a full moon, you know? Like, if you don't look at the sky every so often, you might never see a full moon.
That's an interesting analogy I wasn't expecting, but I went all for it.
Like, but it's every 28 days, so like... Actually, I wonder... Okay, no. I think early last year, or early this year, I realized that every night the moon is at a different position. It's kind of obvious if you think about it, but I realized at the age of 23. Because as I started to take pictures of the moon from my bedroom, I noticed that yeah, every night it was in a different position, and also within an hour I will see it move in a different position. Actually, as I was taking a picture of the moon, within minutes it was no longer in the right position for the shot, because I was trying to assort a bunch of buildings, and the moon was no longer in between those buildings. So it moves actually pretty fast. If you stare at it, and you have a reference point. You can see you can notice the moon moving around the sky. And I feel like probably a lot of people never realize that in their life because they've never been bored enough or interested in the moon enough to just stare at it.
Or haven't taken photos enough.
Exactly. That was the other situation. Like, yeah. Yeah. Again, I'll allow this sort of facts. Okay, this feels better. The moment you move this way, it felt better.
Yeah, because it's squished. It's angled. So.
And also, I suppose it's because the overlay of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have to de-angle it.
Yeah, there's always the thing that, you know, Dramis drew this, and like, she's an illustrator, not a graphic person, so she doesn't do things accurately ever. So if something is ever a little bit wonky, that's her doing it on purpose. She told me. She actively told me.
Look at that. Scale.
Now we have an
Divided
ATM
by
made
50.
of water. That's a really, really funny texture atlas, you know?
Yeah. Patient 0.
Alternative compressed
Divided by 50.
texture would lead to issues. If it does, we'll just have to duplicate the size of it. Yeah. Not was confused by question by you know, like people who we're not going to say that people you're listening to a radio and just like the guy narrating a sport event to radio, right? That's how I feel whenever I read that.
Accurate way to think of that.
Yeah. At least if you read it in an interesting way, like if you actually say this person replied to the other, even though it's not written, like, you know the context. Every time somebody new joins the chat, just say the story and the season performance of that person in chat. How many goals it scored.
You would wipe away my tears, so sincere, turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do.
Maybe I can't resolve this. Huh? Why can I not resolve this? Oh. Inside face.
Oh.
Well, you can keep on
The rest of my laptop loses track of me much less often. Like he goes off balance much less often. Like I never have to read that. Oh wait, because the old version of the ATM had no icon? Or was it separate?
Yeah, no, there wasn't an icon. Yeah. So I figured I had it now.
Octi says the music is pretty loud. Okay, makes sense because it's drum and bass now, so it's not liquid. It's just very much drum and bass you will hear in Need for Speed.
Alright, we're almost done, folks. Need to add this inside.
Nice. Also, I didn't tell you, Wish, but I'm meeting Ramis again.
Oh, really?
We're spending New Year's Eve in the same place.
Oh.
It's basically by mistake. Just oh wait, like yeah. So the very likely case scenario is that the day, not tomorrow, but the day after, I'm gonna, knock on the door of my sister's house, and I'm gonna find Dramis like sitting on the couch. Like, hi.
Amazing.
And if knowing her, she'll be like, very politely, legs crossed, probably with a glass of wine in her hand or something like that.
Fair enough.
He's very recognizable, for sure.
He is.
In the last call I had with her, she already assumed that I'll be talking about work that night. I don't know if that's just surrendering to reality of actually her wishing for it. Or never.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Octi.
And with that, we are done. You might be wondering,
Like
this is such a
egg.
simple asset to make, Wish. It's you guys that keeps us going.
Yeah, but the
Conversations with you
chat was
guys.
active.
Mm-hmm. And also it makes it much more fun, enjoyable to make. It's not just...
Especially once in a while. Makes, streams a bit different.
Mm-hmm. And it's a really good stream to end the end the year with. What are you working on, if you can't say? Well, it's an ATM machine. It's funny because the way I said it, it's like as an automated teller machine. We made I just realized you guys didn't see me actually putting the logos in. I forgot to swap the displays to Blender. Alright, let me show Blender.
Wait, it was showing Blender before. And
It was
now-
showing Blender for you.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Yeah, I
nobody
was like
told us.
divide. Okay, so like what I did. Okay, a quick recap for people who wants to know how I did this, right? Like how did I get the palette to work like that, right? So I'm gonna do this real quick. So first I set the cursor in the top left corner. I set the 2D cursor to location 0 and 1, and I'm gonna revert this to what its original size is. I set this to 3D cursor, so the original size is this, right? So that's what it looks like. It looks weird. It looks strange. I sized up the palette by 50%. By 50, like multiplied it by 50. So in order to get this palette to fit that small corner over there, I just divided 1 divided by 50. 1 divided by 50, and that should be the original size. There you go. That's what I did. And now you can fit any graphic while keeping the original color palette, and that's how I did it. Yeah. We've used this technique to save on texture memory a lot as well on a couple of things. And yes, this is resizable as well, and it would not be weird. So.
Allows us to save on VRAM specifically. And
Pretty
also
much.
lookup time for the GPU, and also for the CPU. Maybe RAM as well, because it's just one texture, so we can optimize more. So the idea, useful, great. Texture atlases are always your friend, forever.
Next year, I might make my task is to like go back into Fairest again, and optimize the plants again there, like do like a second pass. I need to do that.
The plants, you mean the small flowers or the
All of
hanging
them.
plants from the?
All of them.
Oh wow.
Mostly to delete overlapping geometry that I haven't deleted yet. And also lower
Yeah,
the poly count.
We kinda need to work a little bit on optimization for Fetch for the future.
I'll
just
do my
before
best
we wrap
on
up.
my end for that part. So you do yours. So.
Honestly, when it comes to like, yeah, I feel like January might be a good month. Again, I don't remember when you're busy exactly. I really don't really think, but January should be my month where I'm back to working properly on Fetch. Because
I'm
again,
gonna check the Notion real quick. I'm gonna ask my parents if and my folks, guys. I'm like at my parents' house right now, so if like,
Oh, yeah.
well, I know that February is pretty much like I'm potentially be missing.
Yeah, that one I had written down for sure.
I see.
But yeah, January
schedules.
in my case is suddenly it's chaotic for me. Every month is chaotic, but I'll tell. That's the thing I'll tell you after New Year's Eve.
Okay.
That's one.
Yeah. Right now I'm not. I don't think I have anything planned. So that might be good. Also, like, probably gonna take some time to wind down from Holiday Spirits for sure for me.
Yeah, right. Just remember right now, since I saw the thing, the convention in Boracay, right? Oh, that's what I said.
When's the convention? Boracay?
Boracay. Oh, Boracay.
Boracay.
Boracay. It runs on February 5th to 7th.
February 5th to 7th?
Yes.
Oh. We'll see if I'll make it.
Maybe there's like I don't know. I just know it's busy.
You gotta link me the event at least, so I could like plan ahead.
The event is on a beach, of course. I mean,
Obviously.
I don't know.
Boracay is
Might
known
as
for
well,
that.
right? Otherwise, it will be Manila. There are speakers from a bunch of companies. Seems a bit tech oriented. Anyway, yeah.
So this is the end result. But it looks so far. It doesn't have the shading yet, so it looks a little bit weird. Don't worry, I'll color fix that. Aside from that, this is the finished asset. Oh,
That's really nice.
Raul disappeared. Oh,
Wait. I'm gonna reappear. I'm gonna reappear real quick. It's gonna take roughly 20 seconds.
1, 2.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm there. Okay. Check the things.
Okay.
Well, that's cool.
Anyways, we're gonna work
So
that out.
Chat for sticking with us. Also, I'm surprised there's so many people. Maybe it's because it's the holidays.
Yeah, like everyone's pretty much free. apparently, like holiday break and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe like some people are like first being at work, but you know,
Maybe we just have incredible charisma, and they really wanted to see us.
I think we've done that today. Actually, it's a pretty interesting day when it comes to
Okay, yeah.
conversations.
The tech people wanted to be here because at least it was like, oh wow, technology is so cool. No, it was like a bit more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I suppose we'll see each other in a month, a little less probably.
Yeah.
Oh, new follower.
The
The Paul Babu.
the bopper of the booper of your snoot. Okay.
Hey.
Thank you.
I wonder what they'll do.
They'll probably boop my snoot.
Their own built in with the emotion.
Alright, let me see if I can find some people to send you guys
One
over.
day I wonder if one stream will be just making a new outro song.
That'd be nice.
Actually, no. What about one thing? Can you actually lower the volume of the outro song?
Lower the volume of the other song?
Oh, I know the outro song.
Yeah, I can.
Because every time the stream ends, the outro is like twice the volume of the stream. So it's like a bit of shock.
Fair enough. Let me do that right now.
Thank you.
It's already negative 7.5 decibels.
Wow.
I'll make it 15.
Nice.
And there you go.
Yeah, because that sounded like a sensible number, but you know, our voices don't peak, so that's a lot of moving, not the cat.
Alrighty. Let me see who has been streaming for long and who I could send you guys over. Drug dealer simulator. What? That's a game. Okay. Oh, excuse me. That came out of nowhere. Okay. I think I know who to send you guys over. I'll send you guys over to a VR chat stream, and one I haven't heard in a while. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. You guys been wonderful. And I just want to say, this has been a really good year, honestly. It's been a really good year, and working with Fetch has been a pleasure.
Mine has been a chaos, constant chaos. I've been
chaos.
Anywhere. I've been sick twice. The first time was something that could kill me. The second time was nothing, and I got stuck in the ER for 13 hours, and I've been sick for the past month. I've been sick right after the last stream, and until a few days ago. So you can't tell. But I've been stuck at home for a month.
Yeah.
So like crazy year.
Don't mention the storage problems. Oh.
Computer dead for 2 months.
Yeah, like that was wild to see, right? That was really wild to see that kept on happening, but
because it happened also last year with the NAS.
Yeah.
It's like every time it's completely different, and it's something very like experienced type of problem.
Should
like
be a DM, Octi. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Octi saying like, you know. Anyways.
French.
Yeah.
And,
anyway,
that's why he's not being sick. I'm almost never sick. But I guess these years, a lot of stuff. I never got sick in Asia. I was a month in Asia.
Yeah, and that was interesting, honestly.
Yeah, like I did not expect it. Like just I guess everybody else was just weak for dying to food. Like I was dying to food, but not getting sick. I was just dying because Indian food burned my mouth.
Yeah, Indian food was Indian food at max spices.
And it was
Crazy.
a fucking broth. So every single sip is killing
Yeah.
you.
Just
it
send
was
me
the only-
a DM, Opti. That's it. Anyway, send me a DM on Discord. All right. All right. Just we must go. And
Thank you so much.
thank you guys for watching. I wish everyone a great year and play fetch. Go Neum.
Oh
Happy
wait,
holidays.
I didn't send the link to. I haven't been sending links lately. So as usual, if you wanna catch up with the game or us, specifically on Fetch, these are the links. Now I shared everything.
But yeah, you guys have been wonderful. So I wish you everyone have a wonderful next year and enjoy the last few days of 2024 as next year
Enjoy.
we're gonna be living in the future, guys. 2025 would be the point where most dates about the future is gonna be.
2025 is also the year with the most break days in my country because it's like everything is a break on Friday and then there's like the extra. So
And
yeah,
plenty of
25 is really
breakthrough
cool.
Technology. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I know.
And I wish for not just you guys but us as well a wonderful year. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll send you guys over to Tree Tender. That's good. Not Tree Tender, actually. Actually, yeah, we'll send you guys over to Tree Tender. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And
Bye.
see you guys next year. And hopefully, something new.
Yeah.
Alright.
I hope so.
Au revoir, everyone. Yeah. Thanks, OBS. I lagged on pressing the end button, but alright, we got this. Yeah. See you guys.